Mob boss Stephen Jimmy Jamieson poses for a happy wedding snap with a fellow gangster as they both lived the high life before leaving Scotland for Dubai. Jamieson was a guest of John Gray's as he got hitched to Ashley Malcolm, daughter of businessman Stevie Malcolm, in 2019. 53-year-old Gray and Ashley, who's 37, tied the knot at Plushmar Hall near Bishopton on the 5th of October 2019, when Jamieson was among their guests. The wedding snap emerged after Gray and Jamieson returned from the United Arab Emirates within months of each other before both admitted roles in organised crime plots. Jamieson and Gray looked thick as thieves when they celebrated Gray's nuptials, but they are both now among an army of mobsters doing time in Scotland's creaking jail system. A source said Jamieson and Gray have been mates for years, and it's no coincidence they both fled to Dubai, then decided to return home and face the consequences when they knew the game was up. Jamieson and Gray are both close to Stevie, whose pals include the likes of Stephen Bonzo Daniel. Jamieson has been in the thick of it for years and has been operating at the top level following the arrest of his boss Stevenson, who is now serving 16 years. Jimmy never even got half that sentence, which he was delighted about. He reckons he'll be back out in just a few years. We can also reveal Jamieson forged a connection with another desert-based cocaine dealer, David Stephen, who's 30, who was arrested when he flew home from Dubai at Christmas. Stevenson and his sidekick Sean Brown, who's 31, were cased for running a drug racket while sponsoring Motherwell Football Club, whose chiefs had no idea they had shook hands on a deal with criminals. Jamieson and Stephen also posed for a social media snap on a night out before they were both snared for their involvement in organised crime. We told last week how Jamieson, sidekick to Godfather Jamie Iceman Stevenson, who's 60, was living in a plush Glasgow villa owned by Stevie Malcolm before he fled to the glitzy Gulf state with partner Charlene Bentley, who's 40. Cops swooped on it in June 2020, but nothing of evidential value was recovered. It was searched amid a wave of raids after crime fighters smashed the encrypted EncroChat phone system used by hoods. Jamieson, who was extradited from Dubai last December, was jailed for just 6 years at the High Court in Glasgow last month. He pleaded guilty to his role in a huge cocaine, heroin and street Valium pills operation. Gray was nailed last week for his role as boss of the Scots cocaine cartel, once led by two missing brothers. Gray of Paisley pleaded guilty to a high-level role in a £14 million trafficking plot alongside James Gillespie and his brother Barry. The kingpins from Rutherglen near Glasgow are suspected to have been murdered after vanishing in Brazil 7 years ago. Former fugitive Gray was arrested in March after stepping off a flight from the United Arab Emirates, where hoods linked to Scotland's gang wars were pulling the strings. He was jailed weeks after Flash duo Stephen and Brown, who dubbed themselves the Lambros, who were locked up for using their DX Home Improvements company as a front for their drugs empire. We told how the pair posed as legitimate tycoons while using the EncroChat phone network to communicate with criminal associates. The duo conned the Steelman into a 2-year tie-in and brazenly posed with stars Andy Halliday and Paul McGinn, but four-part bosses ripped up the deal following the pair's arrests. The crooks were each caged for 6 years and 8 months at the High Court in Glasgow last month.